Hey, 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 my sparklers. I know that I am typically not on a Monday, but on this Monday, Green Eye Sparkle has her Monday moment thoughts. Boy, I tell you what, this was one heck of a weekend. And I would be remiss if I didn't come on YouTube today to share my thoughts about all the activity that was happening over the weekend. First, I have to give a shout out to my filming team and crew. I Suck at Dating. We have wrapped. Shout out to Darion McGee and the whole cast and crew. What an amazing few weeks we've had filming this movie. It's a comedic movie. I can't wait for you all to see it and check it out. So my voice may sound a little raspy because I was busy filming, directing as well, and wardrobe, everything. I did the whole 9 yards, my sparklers. So my voice may sound a little hoarse. Also, because I was at the game on Saturday. I was there Saturday evening, Hyundai Club, West Side. Yes, good seats to see the wonderful, beautiful game. So I say all of that because my sparklers, my community of my YouTube fans, you may not know because as I had learned from one of my previous shows, I have sparklers that are from around the world, and you know soccer as football. I learned so much from you guys on one of my episodes. So I just want you to know, in YouTube land, if you are not from the United States, you might not follow what I'm sharing. However, I did get information from one of the sources from the Daily Mail. And the Daily Mail, my Facebook has been going off since yesterday, since when I shared this breaking news, and my Facebook page is still going off about the situation that happened Saturday evening in Tampa, Florida. So my notifications are going right now in the middle of my live. My notifications on Facebook are reaming. So I want to get into my sparklers about Friday, Lord Jesus. Notifications are popping up left and right. But let me share something, my sparklers, about what happened Saturday evening. I was there. I was in the stands. I was there. I was in the Hyundai Club, West Side, the home team side, watching that field, my sparklers. And let me tell you something. This is what I'm feeling. So these are my opinions. So let me just share this right off the rip. But I'm going to have to call out my favorite team. I'm going to have to call out my Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. I'm calling out my franchise. I love you guys. Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise and organization. They are the most humble human beings I have ever met. But I'm going to have to say something about what happened with Shilo Sanders. I'm going to have to say something about Shilo Sanders and what happened on that field. Now, let me tell you all. First of all, on that field, because everybody has their opinions and point of view, a flag was never thrown on that field, ladies and gentlemen. The social media and the network media have twisted and turned this thing, and all they're showing is when they're showing Shilo swinging. Shilo never even made contact with the man's face or anything. So that's all they were showing. But let me tell you what really went on that field. That young man, number 84 from the Buffalo Bills, had his hands on Shiloh's face mask. He had his hands all over Shiloh's upper facial area. A flag was not thrown. My sparklers, I have to tell the truth, and shame the devil. A flag was not thrown until Shilo retaliated. I almost felt like I was watching a movie scene. No one said a humbling, mumbling word until Shilo Sanders retaliated against number 84. It was seconds before he even got angry. Those referees, let me tell you all something, sparklers, because I'm feeling this thing. Usually, sparklers, I'm in a different, tone. But I feel in my spirit, my sparklers, that I have to speak on this. Why do I have to speak on this, my sparklers? Because, right is right and wrong is wrong. And this league, I don't know why they have like shown away from the Sanders. They could be a benefit to the whole NFL franchise. But I'm going to share this, my sparklers. When those referees were standing right there and all the shenanigans were breaking loose, they stood there. They didn't sit down, but they stood there, my sparklers, and they watched. They didn't throw a flag until Shilo got upset and started swinging. Where was the flag when that other man was all over Shilo? That's the point I'm just trying to make, my sparklers. Where was the flag when the number 84 was throwing blows at Shilo? Not one single flag was thrown. I'm sitting right there in the stands, my sparklers. And that's why I said, let me get myself fixed up and tell you guys what happened and what was going on. Now, there have been many a fights, amongst the NFL players. Heck, the Seahawks, the Patriots, was that the Packers and the Packers and the Seahawks during the preseason practice? They couldn't even get along long enough to get the preseason practice done so they could play the game. They get into a knockout, drag out brawl out there at the practice. They didn't get sent home packing. Nor sparklers did they get ejected. They had to calm everybody down. They calmed everybody down. They calmed everybody down. I say that to say this. There was no reason, my sparklers, that they needed to waive Shilo. When you're a player, the NFL is supposed to be tough. It's a physical game. And by no means should unsportsmanlike conduct happen, but it should not be one-sided. My concern is the one-sidedness of it all. And thank you for joining in. I see Antonio Paul has joined in the chat. Thank you. And feel free, sparklers, to weigh in because I value community involvement. I invite the conversation to happen because right now my Facebook has been going off tremendously. My Facebook is going nonstop because I had to hop over there as well. But my concern is my sparklers. I just want you all to be aware. I feel like in my spirit, what's going on with the league? What is going on with the league, my friends? Because I have never seen such outrage and behavior, because, they get into a moment. They're going to get into a moment. That's what they do. This is football. I love football. Let me tell you guys something. I have been watching football. Let me not just say football. Let me clarify. I have been a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan since I was 5 years old. This is all the Buccaneers. This is all we watched. We watched the Buccaneers on Sunday at my grandparents' house because my grandmother loved football. She loved football. So I watch, and I'm going to add my 2 cents in on this, and maybe somebody will receive it from the Buccaneers because I love my Buccaneers, but when I have to share my opinion because right is right and wrong is wrong. I feel like anything that the Sanders children do, and they're not children, the young men, is amplified times a million. They are players just like everybody else. Shilo Sanders was hungry to have a seat at that table to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was doing great things in the Tampa Bay community the short time he was here. He's done more, and I've seen him more out in the communities than some of the other players that play on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Okay, and Shilo is a rookie. He came in and he showed up and showed out because you have to show yourself approved. And one thing I'm going to say about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders has instilled in those young men some great values. He loves Proverbs 3 and 5. Deion Sanders says this. He know all this ruckus is going on, but Deion is always a person of peace. He takes the high road. He says, you trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. So I know there are going to be great things for Shilo Sanders to come. I get that. And I know there are going to be great things for Shilo in the near future. But my concern is I do not like when, because the NFL has always been a place of let's settle it out on the field. Let's get this done. Let's settle it out on the field. We have, what is going on? Now all of a sudden the NFL has switched and we have turned into the land of Pettyville. What the WTH? Why in the league have we gone into the town of Pettyville? I have never seen the league act in such a manner. This has been going on since the day of the draft. The NFL and their pettiness about looking over these young men, all because their father wants nothing but greatness. What other country do you find people upset because all this family is doing is they continue to raise the bar and rise to the occasion instead of showing pettiness? My NFL league, instead of showing pettiness, well, why don't all the teams work and strive to show greatness? All they're doing is raising the bar. All I feel is they are raising the bar and they want you all to show what you got. Instead of you all raising the bar in these different teams, y'all going into Pettyville, you're just overlooking. Oh, we don't want the rah rah. Well, let me tell you something. Dion has proven himself to deserve a seat at the table, and he has groomed those young men to work hard and show themselves approved. Deion Sanders knows what he is doing with those young men, and they are not doing harm by wanting to be great. Now, do they make mistakes? Absolutely, they do, as we saw on Saturday night. But I was there. I was there. I was there in the stands, and this is what has really rubbed me the wrong way. How the media takes and turns and twists things. I happened to go on my social media page, and I saw one site, and I swiped because I was a little irritated about one of these social media um people. They circled Shilo. Ooh, I'm telling you, it struck a nerve. You know, my sparklers, I'm speaking passionately right now because this is what struck my nerve. They circled Shilo, and all they showed was Shilo swinging. But what happened before the swing? See, there's always an antecedent. There's an antecedent before the behavior. Come on now, my league. Y'all should know better. Now, my NFL, y'all should know better. Y'all know there's an antecedent before the behavior occurs. And it's football. It's rough. You know, everybody's hungry to have a seat at the table. I thank you all for coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm seeing some people come on in. I got to give a shout out to my sparklers coming on into this chat. And I'm trying to, stay with the comments that are strolling. Hi, everybody. But I got to get this, because I love football. I don't care. I've been a football fan since I was 13 years old. 13 years old. No, let me scratch that. I was 5 years old. My grandparents bought a Flow model TV. It was the first television with color that was coming out, and my grandparents bought it, and we watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I am passionate about my Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans. So you all gonna have to bear with me on this Monday, because I have to share my Monday moment thoughts. See, I'm gonna calm down because I'm a little upset about this thing. Hi, Jay Cherry. I hope you all are enjoying the conversation. Now listen, I don't like when people they fall for anything. I love it when a franchise, when you stand for something, you don't fall for anything. So you got to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything. I don't like when my team, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are jumping on the bandwagon with some of these other leagues, and you all finding little small things, and you want to wave off. You're going to wave off Shilo. He's a good player. He is a good player. He has stats to prove himself. I don't like the narrative, how it was flipped. I honestly think, in my humble opinion, let me tell you guys something. I was there. This is what I want all my sparklers to know. Green Eye Sparkle was at the game. I saw what went down. I don't like the fact that the NFL and all these social media platforms and packages who are on this bandwagon that they don't want the Sanders family in the NFL, because that's what I feel, in my humble opinion, how they just turned that narrative into something ridiculous. That number 84 had his hands on Shilo. I can't make this up. I'm sitting right there in the stands. But what they showed on social media, they circled Shilo, and they circled it, and they just kept showing him swinging at number 84. But that's not the way it went down. Those referees, let me get into it now. Let me get into it. Referees, I'm calling out the referees now. Referees, do y'all job. Referees, let me tell you something, referees. I'm upset with you guys because number one, referees, you guys stood there and you never threw a flag when number 84 was on Shilo. Hit him all in the head. Ooh, I'm getting some upset. I'm hitting myself in the head, sparklers. But what burns me, those referees sat right there, my sparklers, and they never dropped a flag. Those referees stood right there and they watched number 84 go at Shilo. And then I guess they were waiting for the moment. They knew that Shilo was a hot head, and Shilo unfortunately took the bait, my sparklers. Yes, he did. Shilo took the bait and swung back at him. But it was when he swung back at him, that's when all hell break loose. Now everybody want to rah, rah, rah. Now, I'm going to have to talk about, these different statements I've been seeing. I've seen, and like I told y'all, I love my Buccaneers. I love my Buccaneers. Yes, I do. But I'm going to have to speak on the foolishness that occurred all in a revolving weekend segment because Shilo was set up. This is in my humble opinion. I'm going to tell y'all my opinion. These are the words that are coming out of my mouth. These are my opinions. Shilo was set up right off the rip. I feel like that moment was set up, and I pray that I am wrong, but in my opinion, I feel like that was a setup because that young man was all over Shilo. Nobody did a thing. Not a mumbling word was spoken when that young man was all over Shilo. And I'm going to say this. Soon as Shilo got upset and retaliated, the flags were thrown. Let me tell you, the flags was coming from the north, south, east, and west, my sparklers. Them flags was all over the place once Shilo retaliated. But when number 84 went at him, let me tell you all what one of the media posts said. I saw a media post come in, and they said, thank you, Jay Cherry, about these facts. Because like I said, I'm speaking the truth on this situation that took place in Tampa, Florida at Raymond James Stadium. Because like I said, my sparklers, Green Eye Sparkle was in the stands. Green Eye Sparkle was on the home side. I clearly could see the field. But let me tell you what irked my nerves once again. All these flags were thrown when Shilo retaliated, but not everybody sat there and stood and watched. I felt like I was in a movie moment. If you all are liking this commentation about what happened, make sure y'all hit that like button. I see y'all coming in and I appreciate it, but make sure y'all show some love and hit that like button because I'm going to tell you something. Green Eye Sparkle was present, and I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And my thing about this is, let these guys play football. Let them get on that field and grind. Yes, I understand, my sparklers, I understand that we do have to conduct ourselves accordingly out there on the field. But those referees, the referees need to do their job as well. How can y'all stand by referees and let that young man clobber Shilo, and then as soon as Shilo retaliates, y'all want to come after Shilo? Shilo then gets ejected. Shilo gets ejected. Number 84 gets congratulated. One of the not social media, one of the media posts, and it was the Daily Mail. It was the Daily Mail out of the UK. And I had that gentleman's name who reported this, and I don't like what they did. They said, and number 84 calmly walks away. Did y'all hear me? And number 84 calmly walks away. Like I told you, I can't make this up. I felt like it was a scene out of the movies. And I hope the NFL channel replays that game from Saturday and don't do any editing, because let me tell you what else going to burn my nerve. Don't edit. Don't edit now. NFL. Don't edit on the NFL Network channel. If y'all show it from the rooter to the tutor. Y'all need to see if they don't edit out what's going on. But like I said, this was real time for me because I was in the stands. I'm over there in the Hyundai Club. I'm over there on the West Side Hyundai Club. I'm looking at it because I'm on the home team side because I love my Bucks. But I got to tell the truth when the truth needs to be told. Now, so you got the referees, the people out here in the media, the Daily Mail .com UK. The reporter out here reporting, talking about, and number 84 calmly walked away. Okay, but tell the truth. The dailymail.com, who probably wasn't even sitting in the stands, y'all sitting here reporting this fake news. Y'all reporting this fake news. Tell what 84 did prior to all those flags being thrown on Shilo. If you're going to tell it like an IT is. Now I had that reporter's name, and you could look it up. It was from the Daily Mail, the .com, the UK. So if they were reporting fake news, okay. Or if that story wasn't true and it wasn't them, okay. But I'm telling y'all, allegedly, when I pulled it up, it said it came from the Daily Mail. Y'all were not there in those stands. Y'all weren't even there. Y'all all the way somewhere else. Y'all don't know what was going on out there on that field. And like I said, I feel like it was a slighted stance. Why does it matter either way? Well, I just want to share my thoughts about it because I don't like. Thank you, Johnny Cash, and I appreciate when my community weighs in, because whether you agree or disagree, this is some healthy conversation. The reason why it matters is everything that those young men do, because I feel like because their last name is Sanders, everything is amplified times 10 million. Everything is amplified times 10 million. Johnny Cash, who was sharing, and yeah, he might have not made the team. I get that, Johnny Cash. I know he might have not made the team. It's okay. But my concern is everything is amplified times 10 million when it deals with the Sanders boys. I don't understand the negative energy that surrounds them and all their family, and all Deion Sanders has done is groom those young men to go out and be great. When everybody goes low, Deion goes high. All Deion has done is he has recited scripture and he is calm in the sea. I know it's going to be all right. But as a Buccaneer fan, I expect better from my team. So I appreciated Johnny Cash and what you were saying. Hi, Jackie Bolden. Hey, come on in. Thank you for joining in on the conversation. Hello. What we're talking about right now is my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I expect better. And by the way, Jackie, make sure now you hit that like button. I need everybody to hit the like button now, because this is some good conversation. Weigh in, whether I agree or I disagree. I want to hear from you. I want you to weigh in on the conversation, because I think this is good, healthy conversation. I feel, in my humble opinion, everybody, I feel like the NFL has made a turn. They have made a turn, to me, not for like the betterment, not when they all team up and decide they're going to look over the number one draft pick that should have been picked first, and that was actually Shador. I'm not even talking about Shilo right now. Shador is a great quarterback. Overshadowed and overlooked. Why? Because they didn't want to give him that head nod of greatness, because his dad spoke on it. And if the dad speaks on it, everybody wants to be negative. All Deion is doing is what any father wants for their child. They're gonna hype it up. Deion hypes it up. But let me tell you something about Deion Sanders. He may hype it up, but his actions, he can back it up. He's gonna hype it up, but he's gonna back it up. And so, in my humble opinion, this is why it matters. Because Johnny Cash, one of my sparklers, said, why does it matter? That's why it matters. Why are people tearing down and being negative towards a family that wants to just play their game? They love the game, but they're going to talk trash too, but they can back up the trash. That's why I say it's backwards to me. What the heck? I could see if they weren't doing great things and had stats to prove it. They have the stats to prove it, my sparklers. So this is why I am irritated. They talk, but they can back it up. Now, what happened about, Shilo with the hot head and swinging? Everybody, we know that's unacceptable. But what was also unacceptable, as I was a viewer in the stands, come on now, somebody. As I was in that stand and I watched those referees never threw a flag. Those referees never threw one. Oh, I'm about to say, oh, child, they don't, let me fan. They don't upset my spirit and my energy. I just want my Buccaneers to stand 10 toes down on the belief system that they came into the league with. My Buccaneers are like a close knit family. They are gentle giants. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are amazing. I love my team. But what I don't like, don't jump on the bandwagon of the Pettyville. Don't jump on that train that's going straight down to the town of Pettyville. Let's stand firm on the belief that y'all, I mean, I'm telling you, I love my Bucks. Y'all like one big family. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Correct the behavior and let's do better. But when I see referees standing there watching and never throwing a flag, my sparklers, that's where I have a problem. How you gonna sit there and not throw a flag? What the Sam Hill is going on? Now I even know better than that. You got to throw a flag. Anytime a player's hands goes on the face of another player, when you're playing, you cannot do that. Okay? Flags are thrown, face mask. Okay? You don't just let somebody just clobber somebody and not throw a flag. That's why I feel like it was a movie out of a scene. Now, my sparklers, my voice sounds a little tired and raspy because I just filmed last night. 12 hours. I was on a 12-hour set because I'm a movie director as well. If you all don't know, if you're new to my channel, I am a movie director. So, yes, it did go way beyond what was, if someone said this situation went way beyond unnecessary roughness, what was Shilo supposed to do? Okay, come on and speak on that, Trina. Come on and speak on that because that's what I'm trying to say. And those of you coming in, don't forget to hit that like button because let's keep it real. That young man did, like I said, I think, I honestly think that he might have not felt like he was in the moment on that field. He did what any natural instinct would do. Shilo had to protect himself. Now, was it wrong the dramatization of it? Hey, y'all can say what you want to say, but I bet you this, because I know it was, you're supposed to have sportsmanlike conduct. But I'm just trying to think in my mind. And I understand, TJ. I understand that you say he didn't do well. But what I'm saying is, why less than 24 hours? Why would they release him? They couldn't even wait until the trimming. Tomorrow, they're going to show the 53-man roster. Why they couldn't wait? TJ, all I'm saying is why they couldn't wait. I think they just want to follow, and showboat, with the rest of the league, shining the light on the Sanders boys. I think that could have waited. They didn't have to do Shilo like that. We just finished the game. I can't even get out the stands good. I was late getting to my truck trying to get out after the game because it rained all day. I was filming Saturday and I was filming Sunday. So after Saturday's game, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. What happened? I was on set. I happened to check my phone. Within 5 minutes of Tampa Bay dropping it, I was on it. I was on the scene and I went live and I reported. I said, wow, what a shame. OMG. What? I just couldn't believe it. It wasn't even 24 hours. I'm sitting on set. I'm looking at this news and I had to go live because I said, right is right, wrong is wrong. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. I don't think it was necessary. I don't understand why Todd Bowles, this is what I was about to say earlier, and I was reading the chat, and I digressed a little bit. So, Todd Bowles made this comment and said, the proof is in the film. My Facebook has been ringing off the hook. My Facebook is still going strong. I'm going to get over there on Facebook a little later. But I had to get on here and talk to my sparklers because, like I said, I was there in real time. Let me tell y'all something. I was there watching play-by-play. Nobody can't tell me nothing that's on those social media streams right now about what went down because I was there. I was sitting up there in the West Side Hyundai Club home team watching everything play by play. So all I'm saying is tell the truth about stuff. The big deal and concern is I feel like, in my humble opinion, when Todd Bowles made this comment, the proof is in the film. Okay, Todd Bowles, let's talk about the proof in the film. If you talking about the proof was in the film, then run it back and watch how that man was all over Shilo. Watch for your referees. Look at the referees. Yeah, it's not looking good, Derek. It's not looking good for the brothers. Because anything they do, they're going to shine a light bulb on it. But what my feeling is with Todd Bowles, and I could be wrong, Todd Bowles, you never did clarify what you were talking about. I feel like Todd Bowles need to break down his comment, because guess what? All of a sudden, everything trending about Todd Bowles saying, well, the proof was in the film. Well, tell us what was in the film. You know what I like? I like for people to break that thing down so I have clarity. What you talking? If you saying the proof is in the film, were you talking about the specific incident with Shilo? Or are you talking about the proof is in the film about who made the 53-man roster? Tell me something. I need to understand, Todd Bowles. Don't give us fluff, give us stuff. Because when you said, the proof is in the film, I need to understand, Todd Bowles, what you mean? Break this thing down for us. Let me tell y'all something. Now, the media and what's trending is Todd Bowles said the proof is in the film. The proof is in the film. I feel like, Chris Brown, when he did that dance challenge, I feel like doing this. I feel like folding my hands, because what in the heck does the proof is in the film mean? Break it down for us. I want to understand. Help me to understand, because number one, if you were talking about Shilo, say that you were talking about Shilo. If you were talking about trimming the roster, so it's a 53-man roster and you're looking at the plays and the strength of the players, say that. I don't like when I hear fluff. That fluff and stuff makes no sense to me. Let me get in here and see what the chat talking about. My Facebook is under Carissa. My YouTube is simply Carissa, but you can find me Carissa Johnson on my Facebook. If you go over to my Facebook, you will see I think it's about like 30,000 views over there on my Facebook page, because I uploaded as soon as this thing dropped. I went to my Facebook. Then I went to Instagram. So on Instagram, let me clarify, on Instagram, what I posted, and I think it's, wait a minute, I'm getting them mixed up. Facebook is not, I don't know if my Facebook is at 30,000. Instagram is, I definitely know, was over like 30,000 views. But on my Instagram, what happened was I posted from my seat. So on my Instagram page, I posted from my seat when Shilo was walking off the field. Then I turned the camera on myself when I was sitting in the stands, my sparklers, and then I added a little music to it, and that's what I did on my Instagram. So I didn't even go live. I didn't even report live on my Instagram. I just showed the clip from where I was sitting in my stand. I was on the West Side Club, Hyundai Club. They call it the Hyundai Club now. I guess it's sponsored by Hyundai. But I was over in the clubhouse, and I was sitting in my seat. I never left my seat. I didn't even go up to get a drink of water. I never left my seat to use the restroom. So what I'm telling you guys is the authenticity of what happened. Once again, thank you. I got a lot of top fans in the building. Somebody was asking again about my Facebook. But yeah, you all make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the like button on my YouTube channel. Because like I said, I can't make up what I saw. Nobody cannot tell me that I wasn't sitting in that stand and watch what went down. But what I didn't like was when Todd Bowles, when he kept going off talking about, the film doesn't lie. Okay, trim the roster. Let's make it 53-man roster. But at the same time, you ain't got to make no kind of point less than 24 hours and oust Shilo Sanders. Where they do that at? That didn't even make sense. Why you got to be so quick? Thank you for subscribing, TJ. Yes, y'all like and subscribe. I appreciate that, TJ. And thank you, Monica. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, because my concern is don't follow the gravy train of Pettyville. All these folks, yeah, somebody said it best. Somebody said, you know what? It's just not really looking good for these boys. Any little thing that these boys do is amplified times 10 million. And for the life of me, I don't understand why. All Deion Sanders has done is groom these young men to play great football, and their talent speaks for itself. Why is it that every time they do one thing, it's amplified by 10 million? What happened on Saturday, as I sat in that stand, was not to the fault of Shilo. That's why I'm irritated. Somebody said, hey, what's the big deal? The big deal is You had referees that were there, and those referees were supposed to do a job. Hi, Jimmy Davis. Thank you for coming on in and joining in this conversation. You know, if you all saw the game or you all have some to add, y'all can add it in. It's okay, because whether you agree or whether you disagree, I'm gonna speak on it. Okay, I'm gonna speak on it because I love football. I'm just saying, all I've known is football since I was a tiny tot. I had 5 uncles. Okay. Everybody played football. My grandmother loved football. So I love football. It is what it is. And I'm going to talk, if that's all right with y'all. I'm going to talk about what I saw. Because one thing nobody can't tell me was that I wasn't sitting up in that stand at the Tampa Bay, at the Ray J Stadium, because I was in the stand. I don't got so worked up my sparklers. I'm getting hot and mad. I'm not getting mad. I'm just irritated. I ain't going to say the word mad. I'm just a little irritated about how the narrative has been flipped on the social media. Half of the people weren't even in the stadium. Y'all better come on and speak on it. Who is this? Pat Williams say Shilo is not good enough anyway. Misses every single tackle. Like I said, y'all might be right that he might not be good. I get it. But was it necessary? Pat, tell me this. Was it necessary, though, that less than 24 hours they got to talk about they waived him? I don't think it was necessary. I think they could have waited. I honestly think they could have waited until tomorrow, Tuesday. Aren't they going to announce the 53-man roster tomorrow? So why the heck did they have to make this big scene all over the news, all on the videos, talking about, oh, well, we going to waive him? And like I said, now, if y'all just joined in. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I love my Buccaneers. Please don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, I don't like the pettiness. I don't. And I have to speak on it. It's good. They should, the Buccaneers should encourage people to have feedback, because feedback is good to the soul. Sometimes, it helps an organization reflect. I think sometimes an organization needs a moment of reflection. Reflect on the action. Don't be impulsive. Sometimes being impulsive could send you down the road of destruction. Don't be so impulsive. Slow yourselves down. Slow yourself, because let me tell you something. I want to win me another Super Bowl. Like I said, I feel like that Chris Brown, that challenge, I don't really know how to do that challenge, and he do all of that, and talking on the phone. That's what I feel like Todd Bowles was doing. All on the video, all in the press conference. Todd Bowles, like I asked, y'all need to break this thing down. You said that the proof was in the video, and Pat Williams said, Shiloh's not good. I get it. But help me with this. When you say it's all in the video or all in y'all film about who's making the cut, my concern is this. Don't give me fluff. Give me stuff. I want to know what was in these videos. What was in the film? Can you break it down? Because, I'm a detail-oriented kind of person. Help me to understand, Todd Bowles. What are you talking about in your press conference? Because it didn't mean a hill of beans to tell me it's all in the film. What does that mean? See, some people took that and they ran with it. Trending news. Todd Bowles, they way shallow. And Todd Bowles said, it's all in the film as they make it a 53-man roster. Well, help me. Help me to understand. Yeah, I heard, hey, Hurley, thank you for coming on in and saying he'll be back. Now, my understanding is, my sparklers, that he might be invited to come back and be on the practice squad. I'm going to let that breathe. Like Mary J say, now let it breathe. He might be back on the practice squad. Okay? Y'all better come on and speak now. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Somebody named T said, somebody said the blacks are going through it right now. Well, I ain't even making this a white or black thing. My concern is the fact that the name Sanders seems like as soon as they see the name Sanders, it's like all hell keep breaking loose on these kids, and it's amplified. They not kids, these young men. It's amplified by 10 million. Randy Curry say, ma'am, Shiloh's tackling skills are horrible. It's very easy to see. I appreciate that. And hello, Deidre McBride. Come on into this chat. Hello. And T posted, Shallow got cut. Rampage, Jackson's son. Ooh, I don't know nothing about all of that now. I can't read all of that now. I don't know nothing about that now. All I know is about this is about the football and this league. Well, how y'all feel? What y'all thinking? How you think this NFL season is gonna go? How y'all think it's gonna be? Is this gonna be like a soft season for the NFL? Are we gonna be petty this year? I'm trying to get to the Super Bowl, doggone it. And if we're gonna go to the Super Bowl, we got to look at things and look from a different lens. But I think it was nothing but a show out there on Saturday evening. And then when Todd Bowles got there on that press conference, y'all talking about waving this person. I think y'all was trying to make a scene, what they call it, not making a scene. Like I said, I've been filming all over the weekend, so I say that scene and cut camera rolling, quiet on the set, camera rolling, action. That was me all weekend. But I'm taking off my director's hat, and I'm just speaking from the heart right now because my concern is when Todd Bowles got up there, what was the hasty rush? Less than 24 hours. Y'all got he waved. Y'all could have waited. Tomorrow is y'all gonna talk about this 53 man roster. Child, I'm about to knock something over. I don't let me keep my hands down. Look here. Look at my hands moving. I'm showing great sportsmanlike conduct. I'm gonna lead by example. But all I'm saying is I'm just playing with y'all spotters right there on that little tip right there. But what I'm not playing with is I want Todd Bowles when he's in a press conference. Please hit me, Todd Bowles. I know y'all busy. Y'all ain't got time to be listening to our YouTube commentating about what's going on. But I hope you do, because if you listen and you reflect, sometimes you might learn something from the fans. Because I'm a big fan. But all I'm asking Todd Bowles to do is when you in a press conference and you at that podium and you speaking on something, come on now. I need you to break that thing down so I clearly understand what you mean. Don't give me fluff. I want details. What do you mean? The film. What was on the film? What players are you talking about? How are you making your decisions as you create your 53-man roster? Because I can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait. Now, if they're going to put Shilo back on the practice squad, great. But my concern was the shady, low-down foolishness that happened. Okay, we got some other folks coming in and weighing in. The Bucks versus the Ravens Super Bowl prediction. All right, Hurley, I'm here for that one. Go, go, go. Now you said it here. Now you screenshot this chat, Hurley, because if you are right about your prediction, hey, you gonna probably get you a great payday. What they call that? I've never done the hard rock bets, but I know people do it, but I don't know. If you bet, hey, you might be a winner chicken dinner. All right. He said the Bucks versus the Ravens. Somebody said, Jay said somebody need to be in jail. I don't know who need to be in jail. Well, God bless them. Cookie Crutch. KFC will give a job, mama. Y'all got some jokes up in here today. I love it. I'm here for it. He did a great job over there at KFC. And once again, what a humble giant. He didn't have to do it, but he did. There was a young lady named Connie that was in KFC the day he went over there and worked and gave out food for the community. And he let Connie go home. He paid for that day's worth of work because his grandmother's name is Connie. Shilo has a good heart. And yes, I know y'all saying my sparklers, he wasn't that good. I understand. I know, Jay. I know you just joking. But what I liked about his humanity was he didn't think it was beneath him to get into that KFC restaurant and give out chicken. Like I said, he did a lot. He did a lot more than I have seen a lot of those other players do. Come on now. Who else went out there and went to the restaurants, giving shout outs to the different restaurants in Tampa so people can go and patronize them? Some of the restaurants he visited and talked about, I never even heard of. And I live right here in Tampa and I ain't never heard of them. I think that Shilo did some great things. Does he have work to do? Yes. As a rookie, you learn, you grow. Isn't that the great part about when you start something new, that you work to show yourself approved? That's what I like. And what I liked about the franchise, about Tampa Bay, they've always, I feel like, they've had this stance about rising above the foolishness and staying humble. I just feel like it was an overreaction, to be so quick on the feet, to want to, make this poster board about, Wave and Shilo. I think that Shilo is, I think he'll be okay. And Dion says, Dion post that Proverbs 3 and 5 now. And I'm a believer in what he said about trusting in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. And all your ways acknowledge him. He will direct your path. Dion know his boys are gonna be okay. Because actually, if I recall correctly, and help me if I'm wrong, all my sparklers out there that's sports fans, I believe Toronto, I can't remember that team in Toronto, has bought the has something going with Shilo. I don't know if he's going to the Canadian League. I'm not sure, and I don't want to misquote something, but I know something is going on with Canada and one of the teams in Canada. So I know at the end of the day, Shilo will be great, my sparklers. I know he's going to be great at the end of the day. My concern is I just didn't like, because I was sitting there in that stand, I didn't like, number one, how that number 84 was celebrated. One reporter talking about he walked away calmly. But what did he do before he walked away calmly and throwing up his hands, acting like he was so innocent? Oh, he went to grabbing Shiloh's face mask, hitting him all in the head. And my understanding of the NFL rules and regulations is that when you start touching people in the face, a flag is thrown because that's a face mask. Now, they didn't even throw a flag. See, that's what irritated me. Somebody said, what's the big deal? Yeah, the big deal is a flag was not thrown. Not until Shilo retaliated. Then all hell breaks loose. All the flags out there on the field. Everybody all out there in their videos, all on the TV, all in their dance moves, talking about what Shilo did. But what did 84 do? See, you got to call it like it is. I call it like I see it. Flag should have been thrown. But not one single flag was out there on that field. Not until what? What everybody want to show. Everybody want to show that. But all I'm saying is, let's get it together. The season about to kick off. I want to see some great football. What y'all thinking? Y'all want to see some great football in the NFL? But the NFL now, y'all going to have to get it together. And we got to stop this foolishness. All that man, and the man I'm talking about is Deion Sanders, is all he has done is worked hard since those boys, since the young men were boys, building them up to play great football. And yes, he speaks with confidence. So what? What's wrong with speaking with confidence? You should speak with confidence. You should speak with conviction. If you believe in what you do, that's what you do. Like I believe in my show, Green Eyes Sparkle Baby, the show. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to my channel now, because there's going to be some good stuff. Because this football season kicking off, and I am here for it. Because I got to be in the stands. I'm going to show my love and support. But I got to call out the foolishness. Now, I don't like foolishness. And I'm going to call out the foolishness like I see it. Okay? Now, Now, with that being said, let me see what y'all saying. All right, now I appreciate it. Who is that? Cardell, I think. Yeah, thank you. I'm telling them. And like I said, I hope the Tampa Bay Buccaneers receive feedback, and I hope that they reflect on their thoughts. And I just don't want people being so impulsive. That was, to me, ridiculous. I can't even get out the stands good when I'm hearing all this foolishness. And you know what somebody said, that he missed some tackles, Shilo missed some tackles. So let me tell you, I don't even know what the young man's name is, but number 19, I think his last name was Johnson. I might be wrong. But number 19, the Johnson young man, he dropped the ball. He was in the end zone, and he dropping balls. Now, I can't confirm nor deny if he going to make that 53-man roster, because, number one, how you going to be in the end zone and you dropping balls? And the ball was catchable. Now, let me clarify. That ball was catchable when number 18 was in that end zone. That ball was catchable. Why it got dropped? So, mistakes happen. So, issues happen. This is football. Football is a rough sport, okay? Football is a rough sport. Now, let me see. Big Louie, 88 says Angel Reese, Shador Sanders, Bronny James, are like rappers of the 2010 internet famous. More fame than talent. Please stop with this. Um, it is ruining sports like they did music. Oh no, I think it's just great healthy conversation. I don't think it's ruining anything. I thank you for your opinion. Now what y'all thinking about what Big Louis say? Like I said, this is healthy conversation. What y'all thinking about what he's saying? Because I'm not trying to ruin anything. All I'm saying is the NFL, we need to do better about the little silly stuff. How all y'all gonna get together and shown out Shador and not draft him when y'all know that Shador is good? Somebody said Shador wasn't good. Shador's track record proves that he is good. Shador's got an excellent track record. So I don't see how somebody can say Shador wasn't good and his track record speaks for itself. Because he definitely didn't deserve to be no 144th pick. Big Louis, now, I want you to think about that. Reflect on that. You think he deserved to be the 144th pick? The young man has a strong arm. His stats showed that he was ready. Colorado is in a better position when Shador was out there than they were in a couple of years. So I don't really agree with that Shador was not good. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying these are my humble opinions. I don't know what y'all think, but see, I feel like I could speak on it because I feel like the reason why I'm speaking on it today, I was there. A lot of people were not in those stands when all that foolery went down. Whether Shilo is an excellent player or not, my concern is the referees were standing over there. They watched everything go down. I felt like, well, wait a minute, Sparklers. Let me say this. Maybe the referees, because it's preseason, maybe they were sleepy. It was a late night game. I don't know. I don't know what they were looking at. I honestly don't know what the referees were looking at, my Sparklers, because I think they woke up when the swinging started, and we were all shocked. Our mouths dropped. They say he's ejected. Ejected. I've seen a lot of. Is it just me, or am I wrong? No strong arm, auntie. But you know what's funny, my Sparklers? Have there been other teams where there might have been, some rah-rah? Did they get thrown out on their ear? No, they talk to them. They sit down on the bench. They might not put them in for another play or two. I just thought it was extreme. And my other concern is with Todd Bowles. Why you all out there on the videos, all out there on the TV, and you not giving us any facts? Break that doggone thing down. I want to know the reason why the 53 roster is going to be like it's going to be tomorrow. And if he's going to put it, listen, that's my thing too. If he's going to put Shilo on the practice squad, great. I would love to see that. But I just hope that my Tampa Bay Buccaneers continue to carry themselves as they always have done. My Buccaneers carry themselves with grace. My Buccaneers are classy. The family, the franchise, I love them dearly. But I had to speak on, from a lens of me being in the stands and seeing what I saw. I felt like the referees just didn't do a great job refereeing that game. Maybe they were sleepy. Oh, I appreciate that, Cardell. Yes, I love my football. Like I said, I grew up in a family. We watch football, and I like it. I do my thing. I might do my modeling. I might do my acting, but I'm gonna talk about my football at the end of the day because I watch my football whether I'm in the stands or at home. Listen, let me show y'all my little dog. Let me show y'all my little dog as I'm talking about it now. This was a gift. Because they know that I like football, and all I talk about when it's football season is football. I can't wait for football to come back in. I don't even have a name for my dog. But this is it had batteries. I got to find the batteries for it. Because, he dance, he does the little football thing. He gets you in the football spirit. So, if y'all got a name for my dog, y'all let me know. Yes. Okay, this is Cardell from Detroit. Y'all go ahead on and shout out y'all teams. Cardell say he's a Lions fan. Well, I appreciate you being on my channel and enjoying my live today. Even though you a Lion, I appreciate that. Because all this is some good conversation. It is good feedback on what was transpiring over the weekend. I had to catch up with y'all. And typically, I'm not on the Monday, but sparklers, I think I would have been remiss if I didn't get on my live today to talk about what went on over the weekend. I just thought it was ridiculous. That's all. I just thought it was y'all. If y'all got other teams, y'all can shout out y'all teams. I'm okay. For the record, never mind. Shilo, worry about Tampa Bay. Okay, I'm not sure what that, you might have to break it down a little bit more. But I love my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and so that's all. I feel like I have to speak on it, whether it's right, wrong, and indifferent. I'm gonna speak on my Buccaneers, especially when I'm standing. Now y'all gonna hear from me when I'm sitting up in the stands. I thought I was about to miss this. I'm so happy I didn't miss this game. I thought I was gonna miss the game because I was in a whole nother town filming. We wrapped filming early. I got in my car and I beelined it to Tampa Bay because I wanted to see this game because I like seeing the preseason. Why do I like seeing a preseason game? It's because I want to see how the players are looking. I know they don't play all the key players. That's okay. Shout out because I love me some Vita Vea. I like Mike Evans, my legendary GOATs. I like I know they're not playing first line. I know they playing the practice squad. The third line, the fourth line, and so on and so forth. I like to see the position we gonna be in because I feel like my Buccaneers, we going. I just don't want my Buccaneers to make impulsive decisions. I don't want the Buccaneers making impulsive decisions that can ultimately cause us to move out of the place of winning the Super Bowl. Because I think we got this Super Bowl. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And I think Cardell, I think we may play you guys this season. I got to go back and look at the schedule. Because like I said, I've been working on filming and on set. I haven't checked my schedule, and I know we play Atlanta, but I'm not sure if we play the Detroit Lions this year. Oh, so you say, oh hell no, the Lions winning. We gonna see about that, Cardell. My Buccaneers, we tough. We tough like that. With the Buccaneers, we good now. We strong. I had to check them out because I had to make sure we were ready to kick off this season. Because I do believe that we gonna bring it. I just don't want mistakes. Like I told y'all, you had Johnson, number 18, all in the end zone. He dropped two balls. Where was his wave? All I'm saying is let's be respectful of not going with the bandwagon where every time a Sanders young man does something, they want to make a big deal about it. There were balls dropped, there were fumbles, everything, and guess what? And yeah, we lost the game. We lost against Buffalo. So if we lost against Buffalo, like I said before, it's a moment of reflection. We lost that game. Now we won the other two preseason games. So we lost the game, okay? Somebody said it's political. There's a lot of politics in the NFL. Unfortunately. You would think that the NFL is just, clear cut. It's a lot of politics. We know it's money to be made. We know the franchises. There's politics and everything seems like now, But I'm just thinking in my mind, is it all right if I share my opinion in my mind? I just want to get back to the good old-fashioned days of watching some great football. They get the hot heads. We know that. We know that they get the hot heads and, they do some, players are players. I love watching football. It's a great Sunday, event to watch. There's sports everywhere. I just choose to enjoy me some good old football. But as I was just saying a moment ago, and like I said, I cannot make this up, my sparklers. My Facebook page is on and popping over there. I don't know what they're doing over there. On my Instagram, yesterday on my Instagram, people were getting into arguments. It's okay to have healthy conversation, but please don't get into, arguments, calling names and all of that. This is just healthy conversation. I addressed the point of how I felt about what was going on, but it was some heated conversations in my Instagram. On my IG page, I am Green Eye Sparkle. Okay. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, like my Instagram, yeah, y'all come on over there. Cause y'all, I need y'all to come on over there too and show some love. Cause green eye, it's green_eye sparkle. Boy, I tell you what, these comments are flying off the handle over there on Facebook. I'm gonna get over there in a minute, but I had to come over here and talk to my sparklers because yesterday I missed you guys because I was over there on the TikTok. Listen, my sparklers, y'all gonna laugh now, cause I've only been on TikTok for like 5 weeks. But I went on live over there because I had to speak on some stuff over there too. And they joined in on the conversation. They showed me some love over there too on my TikTok. My TikTok is Green Eye Sparkle Baby 100. So I'm trying to grow my TikTok. But I hope you all enjoyed your time on my Monday moment thoughts. And as this football season kick off, I'm gonna be over here because I'm gonna have some conversation about what is going on in the NFL land. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this chat and the conversation. I'm gonna hop off of my YouTube. I got to go see what's going on over here on Facebook. Have a great day. And it is okay to be confident. Because let me tell you something. I believe in myself. There never has been, there never will be another person like me. I will keep on striving until I cross over, find a path through, tunnel underneath, or simply stay and turn this mountain into a gold mine. Hey, I know I can. I know I will because I am a winner. See, because I am somebody. All right. I just want to share that little teaser with y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.